Hey guys, I'm Lisa Tedder with Tedderverse Stamping. Thank you so much for being here. Today we're going to be making two cards from brand new product, which I'm sure you saw in the title. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you did. Plus, if you go to my blog, you can sign up for my newsletter and get the PDFs for what I show you. And for those of you that come every week, you guys have no idea how much I appreciate you. So let me show you again, because I showed last week, this card that we're going to be making today. And it stretches out, but it looks like it's just so cute. So, all right, there is tricks to doing it, as I know. So let's go ahead and flip you around and we'll get started. Whoops. I got to raise you up just a little. I have that tape there to keep me in the frame. I don't want to, there we go. I don't want it to be where you cannot, where I'm out, of the frame. So don't pay attention to that part. So these are the two stamps that we are going to be using today, the Twisted in Time and this new one, which is Textured Notes. And I am loving, I didn't know how beautiful this would be, but I am loving this once I've seen it. I haven't tried this one yet, but that is on my agenda. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So, hey, Marilyn. Hey, Carol. Hey, Pat. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. We are going to start. I really don't like this showing, so I'm going to move it because I told you guys that, and I'm sure you already know, I'm a little bit anal on certain things. All right. And I can hear some of you saying certain things. So, yes. All right, we're going to start off with the base, which is Early Espresso. And I kind of wanted to have you be a little closer because these dies I'm going to be using today are so cool. I wanted you to get the full picture of it. All right. Funny thing happened today. My daughter subscribes. She's so sweet. And she texted me saying, "Oh my God, Mom, you need to change it. It sounds like you're killing somebody because you're mentioning dies. It's spelled DYES." And I'm like, "No, it's DIES for the dies that we're using today." But it was just so cute because she just was so concerned that I had messed up. So I just thought it was kind of funny. Hey, Mary. All right. So we are going to start with Old Olive. And we're using the, not the Twisted in Time this time. We're using the Textured Notes. Now, this die is in, let me show you because you guys, this is why I bought the stamp set. Look at, okay. Can you see the texture in these dies? So the one that we used to have is the rectangle dies. Those were plain. These are like really exciting. So I'm so excited to use these today. So this one and the one that's going to go behind it are one of the dies that you can get from that stamp set. And now I know you're going to want it because if you're like me and you like dies, this is what we do. We just like this kind of stuff. So I am going to start kind of not quite in the corner, but close and stamp. Now these are distinctive stamps, which let you, like they have, if you can tell, it's got dark and light. That is not my ink pad. That is how the stamps are designed. Now I am going to change one thing, but nope, not going to do that. I am going to, because, a lot of times I have to change it once I do it because I'm like, that doesn't work as well as I thought it would. So I am going to bring in the soft sea foam with the other stamp because I stamped off with the original. And you cannot, it's just really hard to notice that it's two different colors. So now my stamp pad is a little bit juicy because of course I've promised myself whenever I'm going to use a new pad that I will re-ink it first because I got tired of it not being inked. But that is the soft sea foam. All right. And then this is the easy card. I'm really excited. All right. This is the other die that we're going to use. I'm going to move that aside just for now. But these are the coolest. I know I a little bit much, aren't I? But it's because I like them. Okay, so it says a little note of appreciation, and I am going to use early espresso. Hey, Kathy. Yay, I'm glad you caught me. Where are you from? All right, I want to make sure I get this inked well because this is the one I have. All right. I always love to share this, and if you are new, that makes it even better. Thank you, Carol. I love this stamp. It's just so cool. All right, so that's the little bit note of appreciation. Ah, my daughter lives in Minnesota, and we are going to meet up with her because for some odd reason we don't want to go and visit her in the winter, but we are going to go visit her at in Florida when her daughter or my granddaughter goes to a dance recital. So we are going to see her then. So exciting. All right. So they live in Monticello. I don't know where that is near you, but they love it out there. All right. So I cut a piece of early espresso to go behind. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. And then I'm going to bring in some linen thread. And what I like to do, because it comes and it's got all of these little bumps in it from being wrapped around, I just use my fingernail and it takes it all out. So I'm going to do it 3 times across. So I'm just going to crisscross until I get 3 layers that will fit, and then I will cut it. But this is how I save on my ribbon. I'm sure you all do the same thing. So, yes, these are I'm so excited about these dies. I was bummed that they took the rectangle dies out, but once I saw this, I'm like, I got it. But, I've never been upset with Stampin' Up! For long because they always come back with something that I like even more. It's part of why I have stayed with them so long. I joined in 2003 because my husband told me to get a hobby because I was a soccer widow, still am. He loves to go and play soccer. Now he gets hurt a lot more, but it doesn't stop him from going to watch and then going with the guys afterwards. And, so I'm still a widow, but I still have my hobby. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put tape on here and put it on the other one. And I want to show you this one up close. I mean, look at the detail on that. Hey, Haiti, how are you? Hoping we can meet on Saturday. So far, the roads look great. So even though we got snow, it's already dry. All right. So now that is the base of this, and I'm going to bring this in and put dimensionals on. Now, normally at this size, I would use big ones, but because I'm putting them over this, I want them to straddle. So I'm going to just put small ones. the minis. So I had something like this for my class this week, and I probably put 9 dimensionals on that small piece. They laughed at me, but I think they were laughing with me because I think maybe they do the same thing. Okay. I'm hoping, Haiti. I'm tired of rescheduling because of weather. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down right there. Does that look straight? It does. Okay, now I'll push it down. Okay, I'm going to bring in my base. And I thought of doing more, like embossing this, like another piece, not my actual front. But I'm like, this looks really pretty. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Didn't change that. I just changed the ink. The next card, I think I'm changing a little bit more just because. But this way, if you're watching the video and you get the PDF, you can see both ways. All right. So if you want the PDF, you need to go out to my blog, and Pat's going to put the link in the comments. But this is the name, teddybearstamping.com. And you get to, when you sign up for my newsletter, I send out the PDF around maybe once a month, give or take, but last time it was a little bit more. So just bear with me. Some days my life gets a little bit crazy. So excuse the reach. Whoops, wrong. Yes, nope, that is the right reach. My life gets a little crazy, and so that I can't get it out as quickly as I would like. Okay, so I'm opening up Early Espresso, and wait till you guys see this stamp. It is so cool. It's the one that I think, I don't know, that looks like the bottom of a basket, or I'm not sure, but this is, I'm going to try to get it straight. Okay, look at this. Oh, so pretty. Okay, and then it kind of meets up. Yeah, it pretty much does. And then I am going to do another layer, but I'm going to flip it over because it kind of fits in. Kind of. But if I did it the other way, it wouldn't be as good, I don't think. Okay. So we have that. Isn't that pretty? Then I'm going to bring out the Old Olive. And these are all stamps in this set. So nothing is, if you bought this set, and celebration's almost over. So make sure, if you want freebies, and those celebration things are really good, you don't want to miss out, and you can get this. Hold on one second. And this one says, "You are seriously the best." Isn't that the best? Huh. Could be why they did it. All right, so I'm going to bring in my card, and we'll put that inside. And then that's easy. This is simple stamping, but using new product. And you would have to put some stuff through the machine, but I think that's worth it. Okay. All right. Now I am changing up one more thing because it needed an embellishment, and I didn't know what to use. So I got out the faux glass dots because they come in Old Olive, and I haven't even opened these yet. So, and I did make sure they're still good. They come with the, oh, it doesn't say on here. It looks, oh, those are pretty. Aren't those pretty? I don't know that you can really get the gist of it because it's just so, it's much prettier in person. All right, so I'm going to get my take your pick tool and thinking, because this looks a little bare right here. So I'm just going to put 2 here, a big one and a little one. Okay, and then let's see. You have to have an odd. So where would be a good spot? We'll put it right here. There we go. Hopefully you like that. And we will move on. All right. So now for your envelope, you could go ahead and do that flooring thing because I thought that was so pretty. All right, this one is a little bit more. I wanted to start with white that is pretty short. It is 4 by 10 3/4. And we need to score that at 5 1/4. Oh, see, this is why I always start at the top because my first one to grab would be the scoring blade. See, I have the cutting and you can see on here, I don't know, it's got the like little dot right there. That just shows it doesn't cut. And this one has a point to it. So you know it cuts. Just if that will help you. All right. And then the arm swings out. Let's see if I can get this all in there. And we're going to slide this down to 8. Okay. I'm hoping this is right. I'm going by my memory. That's scary. Okay. So you're going to fold it in half and it does not reach. So, I mean, like match. So that's okay because you'll see. All right. Okay. And then this comes forward. So we're going to start here at the bottom with the tree that I did last week, but we're only going to ink it up from, you can see I've used just this one spot. That's what I did for this card. So it takes a little bit, but like I said on my blog, that it is a labor of love, but you're only going to ink it from here down to start with. And because it's much easier to use a spot, and these came in the paper pumpkin, so I just save them. Oh no, it landed on my card. At least I have another one. There's good. Look what it did. Hold on. See what happens when you stamp and you're not careful? All right, but we have another one to give away, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so you want to make sure that this is like not wet or anything because it will leave an imprint. So we're going to start it probably about here. And I am going to change it because on my thing I used it did another stamp from the set and I did not like it as much. So now you got to clean it. And I'm going to let this dry just for a second and move on to the front because this has to be dry. I don't want any of the this to show up. So we're going to set that aside just for a little bit and start on the front piece. Okay. So something I've done in the past is that I take a small image and it's kind of hard to see. That would be a good idea, Carol, to make a wall. We love walls, don't we? So I'm going to use this in the Old Olive, and it's right here. And I'm going to start with the point facing up. Let's do it facing up. That sounds good. And I just am going to have it to the side and along the bottom. And these points are going to kind of meet. I mean, it's not a science, an exact science. And then I'm going to flip it over and we're going to kind of fit it in and still meet the sides. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be a background. See, I already messed up a little bit. I'm not getting that one edge. And then I'm going to flip it again. So you're just going to keep going back and forth and kind of fitting it in, but trying to touch the points. So this, I'm going to just speed up a little bit. It's too bad we can't see it's kind of going downhill. That's okay. I say that's okay when I make a mistake. That's all right. Because when we're done, you're not even, it's just like you're making your own DSP. I'm not going to put that in. So we'll start it back up here, turned it over. I think I'm just not pressing it right to get the whole image. It does look like it's going downhill. All right. So now we're going to come in with it upside down. I have made some beautiful backgrounds using this technique. You just have to find any kind of image that will work like this. Gosh, I am going downhill. Look, okay, it's all right. See if I can kind of fix my mistake just a little. Still going a little bit. Oh. Nope. Yep. So you just, like I said, keep going. And we don't have to do the whole thing because I'll show you why. All right. Boy, that was really messed up. But that's all right. Hey, Joy. All right. So I'm going to set that aside for now. And we are going to bring this back because now this is going to be dry. So this is the tedious part. And I tried a marker to make it go faster. It did not work as well. So it just wasn't as dark. And since I started with a stamp, you want it to be kind of the same hue or it's not going to look right. So don't worry if you go over. I'll show you how to fix that. So I'm only going to do so much so that you get the gist. And then I'm going to bring in one that I've already started or you know, so you don't have to be here for that part. Okay, so where did I put it? Oh, it's in here. Okay, so I have it started and it's going all the way up. So the bad thing is that a couple spots splattered. So I am going to use my marker to splatter it for reals after this. Okay, so now you want to bring in your tree. And again, just ink up. Well, you know what? I'm going to use the big one because I think I can do it. It's see-through, so it should be easy. So you're going to put it onto your ink pad, but don't go past where that line is that we used earlier because we don't want the roots showing. Now, do you guys say roots or roots? I say roof and roots. I don't, but you're going to go ahead and line that up again and stamp. Now, I probably got it a little bit too high, but we're going to see if that will work. It'll look like the tree's just, you know, growing past my thing. All right. Now we're going to bring in the tree that shows the bushes, but it's not real clear. It's a solid stamp. I'm going to use the soft seafoam because I think that would look pretty, and then use the Old Olive. Let me put my pad under. I moved things around so that my pad wouldn't get curved because it was starting to curl and I wanted to be flat, so I had to move it. All right, so this is going to go and it will kind of go off the card. So you might want to like have it not quite go so tall. Oh, that looks so pretty with that color. But this is also like our distinctive stamp because it shows in that one stamp, light and dark. Okay, so we're going to bring in our old olive and do the leaves. This is a fun thing. All right. So you just line it up with what you did before with the leaves. And I want to make sure I get it on there. And now you have some leaves on there. I think I'll use the old olive for the sentiment. So I'm not going to close that. Okay, I'm going to leave the pad here because I'm going to do the splatter. But we're going to put the sentiment down. Oh, goodness. Down here to hide that. All right, let's see. Try to see what I used on my first one, and I don't see it. So the front says thank you, and so the inside will be thank you for the little things, which I thought was kind of a tongue-in-cheek. So we're going to put it right over where I made my mistake. But I'm also going to come in with my blending brush and just do the bottom so it doesn't look like it's just floating in the air. Okay, now to fix this part. And also I wanted to show you how to fix when like this spot right up here where it's just kind of floating. I mean, I guess it could float. Bark sometimes hangs off trees. You just bring your little marker in and just connect it, and certain parts that aren't as good, you just kind of, just put a little mark in there and it's all good. All right, so I'm going to use my marker here. Get it kind of flat. And you could use a blend or this. Let's see if I can, you can't quite see, but you put your lid in, your brush tip into your lid, and then you kind of pull down and out, like to get it to, with your lid. Oh, look at how pretty that is. So anytime you make a mistake and you get a little bit of ink, that's a great way to fix it. So now when we go, see how this is? Let me tell you what not to do. Let me move this. Okay, so this is how we did it just now. Hey, Joy. This is what I did. I started from the top and then down. And then look, it did match up. So I'm like, well, crap. So that's why you should always start from the bottom. And when you go to put your tree on, make sure that you kind of see how much side like you have on each side and make sure your tree top's still straight so that it will continue straight. See, we live and learn, right? All right, so we have that done. Then I have in the dies, let me show you. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of anal when it comes to if it's not straight. I haven't used any of the tree dies yet, but you get quite a few dies. But I did use this, and I want to play with the dies next. But this is what I used for my outline. And I just used my paper, and I have the measurements on my on my blog. So this is what it looks like. I cut a little bit extra, and I want to show you why. But you come up with this and this. Now, in order to make this line up, I didn't want to try to put it together wrong. So I'm going to show you what I did. I just cut off a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's the same width because I used the same die. I am going to put some adhesive on there. I'm just going to use glue because it's what I have close by, and it's easier than the right now it's easier than putting tape on it because the tape wouldn't quite work. All right, so you just put that there. Line this up. Don't worry because our sentiment is going to hide the seam. All right, and then put this. Doesn't matter if you use front or back. Okay. I'm going to slide that in. Well, let's just move that over and we'll just put these. Make sure that they're lined up. There we go. All right. So now we have that, and my sentiment just so happens to go right over it. Perfect. Put that back, put this back. All right. So then I have the piece that I stamped, very crookedly, mind you. Where did I stick that? I stamped it. Come on. All right, you guys have to help me on where I stuck it. Oh, there it is. All right. I am going to bring in my pad one more time because to help hide my craziness here, I'm going to go over it with the blend or the blending brush again, and I didn't even re-ink it. So it's just to add a little bit to it. Okay, let's move that. So this is going to go on here, and this, boy, that looks lovely. And so I didn't do too badly. Oops, not keeping it up on that part. So what you want to do is put some more glue, a little bit on the sides and the top. Come on. This one's almost dead. This. And so I guess my daughter was right. I did say die. Her and her husband are so cute because at night before they go to bed, they watch my videos. I love that. All right. So I am going to put this as close down here as I can get because I need this one because it's so good to be the focal. And then as long as it's covered, I don't care. Then you have these that you just, and I didn't even ink glue those. I'm just going to cut them off. So it looks like this piece fits right in there. As long as you don't cut past this part, you're good. Okay. All right. A little bit of glue on them. All right, so this is what you have. We're going to go ahead and bring in my I know I had it because I remember cutting it. The Mossy Meadow, there it is, face. Okay, I knew I had it. Put that over there. Let's do this. Even though I score it, I always line it up because sometimes even when you score it, you don't get it quite straight, but this way you know the edges will be good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this down flat. So now I can use my adhesive because it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put a little bit over that to make sure that they stay together. All right. So we're going to put this on and try to center it as good as we can, or as well as we can. All right. Then we are going to bring in the sentiment, and I think, nope, it's not. Thought it was still in the envelope. Not where I put it. All right, I did cut another one. Let me go grab it. All right, so we are going to say on here, not that one. Thank you for, nope, that was the inside. This one says, just thank you. So what, oh, I am using the same one. Okay, hold on. I have to clean this. Because I am just going to have it say thank you. That's it. So instead of doing the whole thing, and I'm going to try to dry this off because you don't want the shadows. All right, hopefully that's good. I'm going to come in with the Mossy Meadow and just ink up. You could probably try it with an ink pad, but I'm worried that it won't work as well. And hopefully this will look okay. And if you kind of get it down on the bottom, just use your finger to pull it off and then wipe it on your pants like I do. That's why you always wear craft jeans when you're going. Okay, so I'm going to huff on it because you should do that when you are using markers. Okay, that's not bad. Then I'm going to tie it all in. I'm going to stamp this again in the old olive. And I think I want the points to go up. There we go. So that is going to get dimensionals, and we can use big ones for this one. So that thank you does look like it's in black, but once it dries really well, I'm sure it'll show up as green. All right. So last week's was so much fun because it had the it had a fancy fold that I did in class this week, and they loved it. So those that couldn't come, I am doing it for the daytime people. That one again because everyone seems to be sick right now. All right, so I'm going to cover my, make sure it looks somewhat straight. I'm not going to push it down until I make sure. That looks straight. Yes. All right. So we have that. And then, of course, I'm going to add those again because I just think it looks so pretty. Might as well get my use out of it so that they don't get retired. And then I'll be in trouble because I'll have all this extra. Let's see. We'll put one on each side and one inside. Or not inside, but on the outside. There we go. And let's put a big one up here because that looks a little naked. All right. So let me pull in. We've got this. Oh, no, we're not quite done because I still have to put my tree in. That was silly. All right. So we're going to flip this over. And line it up. like it with the splatter. I hope you guys do too. All right. Isn't that the cutest? All right. So we got that, and the one that I did not drop my stamp pad on. So Pat is going to do see what I forgot on the first one, you tie and I have the thing here to go on there. I might have to really splatter it to hide that. One time I made a card and I dropped the whole big pad onto it, not just a little spot. And I just went with the pad and went all over it to make it look grungy, like I meant to do that. Because I was getting ready to send it off. So I didn't have time to redo it. So always try to find a reason to fix it. Okay, so Pat's going to do the drawing, and we are going to see who gets to get one of these in the mail. Remember to get your choice in just in case in the comments and hit enter if you are a winner on which one you want. So that way, because I'm only giving one of each. So if the first one's chosen, then you have to take the second one, which I think they're both good. So it doesn't matter, but just be ready. Okay, Miss Pat, thank you so much for doing this, and thank you guys for being here. I have a link on my on the not directions on the where it tells you everything that's going on under my video, and Marilyn and Kathy. Oh, good. Okay, so I have a link on there if you want to purchase. And Kathy, if you could email me, and it's teddybearstamping.com. I mean, teddybearstamping@gmail.com. So, so Marilyn, you want this one. Yay. Okay. So these dies are very pretty, Mary. So Kathy, if you could email me at teddybearstamping@gmail.com and tell me which one you would like and send me your address, I'll get it out to you. Okay, thanks guys, and I hope that you come back next week. I am still going to be playing with new stuff because I went a little overboard, and I hope you don't mind, but I love doing that. All right, girls, I will talk to you later. Thank you.